Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Dzaina Syafiyah binti Zero and I'm from SMK Bandar Bintangor. Today, I am very delighted to introduce you to one of my favorite books entitled Little Woman that was written by Louisa May Alcott. Now this book consists of 759 pages. Little Woman was an immediate commercial and critical success, and readers were very eager for more about the characters. So Louisa quickly completed a second volume titled Good Wife. It was also made with success. Now the volume is issued in 1880 as a single novel titled Little Woman. I don't want to get into the details, so let's get into the story. Little Woman is a coming of age story that begins in Civil War America. It follows the lives and growth from girlhood to womanhood of the four match girls, the eldest one being Meg, age 17, the second one is Josephine, or we can call Jo, age 15, the third one is Beth, who is age 14, and the last one, Amy, is age 12. Their father is serving in the war, and the girls and their mothers must keep the house running and work hard in their father's absence. When we first meet the girls, it was just before Christmas, and they are sad because the current hard times won't make the Christmas feel like Christmas, especially since they can afford presents. Realizing how fortunate they are to have their mother and each other, they resolve to work harder to be more selfless and good. They begin by bringing their breakfast to a needy family nearby the house. The family, they're wealthy neighbor called old Mr. Lauren, who lives across the street, who they all fear because he looks like a great man, sells them flowers and ice cream as a reward for their kindness. Now, this opens the door for a friendship between the girls and his grandson, Theodore, or we can call Laurie. Now, Joe and Meg attended a dance. Joe, something of a tomboy, hides from dancing and discovers Laurie doing the same. The two began chatting away, and suddenly Meg sprained her ankle. Now Laurie volunteers to drive the girls home in his carriage. They visit Mr. Lawrence's home and enjoy its rich interiors. Joe loves the library, for she is an inspiring writer. Meg loves walking in the conservatory among all of the flowers. Beth, who is a musician, plays the grand piano. And Amy, who is the youngest, loves to practice her artwork by copying the art in the rich mansion. Now, suddenly, when Mrs. March, who is their mother, receives a telegram that her husband is ill, so Mr. Lawrence sends Mr. Brooke, who is Laurie's tutor, to accompany her to her husband and leaving the girls at home. Now, during her mother's absence, Beth suddenly contracts scarlet fever from caring for the harmless baby and becomes dangerously ill. While the fever breaks, but Beth never really fully recovers. While Mrs. Smart is caring for her husband, Mr. Brooke confesses his love for Meg. Now this love story blooms when Meg decides to visit Mr. Lawrence and bump into Mr. Brooke. They become acquainted and develop feelings for each other. So they eventually agree to marry, though they plan to wait until Meg is older and Mr. Brooke can save money for a home. 3 years later, Meg and Mr. Brooke marry, and Joe works on a novel that is rejected with the explanation it needs revision. The girls Aunt and Carol plans a trip to Europe. Amy accompanies her so that she can have an opportunity to study art. Meanwhile, Joe moved to New York and became a governess. There she meets Professor Bahar, who is charming and intelligent but very poor, and obviously is taken with Joe. When she returns home for the summer, Laurie suddenly proposes, but she rejects him says she can only love him as a brother. Feeling crushed, Laurie decided to accompany his grandfather to Europe. While Laurie is in Europe, Beth dies peacefully. Now Beth, who was the shyest and the pianist of the March family. Beth is also infused with quite a wisdom, so she is the peacemaker in the family. Now, Laurie is able to comfort Amy because he has come across in his travels. Laurie and Amy return home from Europe married to everyone's delight and surprise. Professor Vaher and Joe get also married, and Joe inherits a huge home called Ploughfield from her great Aunt March. Now, great Aunt March is an elderly aunt who her father, who she cared for as a paid companion. She and Professor Vaher and the family continues to flourish, growing with husband and children. Now, that's all from me. Thank you.